Many music producers, including me, will run into the same wall. Lack of motivation, lack of inspiration, don't know how to finish a track. Maybe you expected higher streams for your release. Anything that will keep you in a vicious loop. Now, we're all human here, so it's very normal to feel this way. But I wouldn't say motivation is the problem. Sometimes you just don't know where you need to work on. And that's exactly where you feel stuck. How many times I just sit in the studio and I'm just looking at a blank screen and nothing comes out of it. So I'm trying random shit, random ideas, random splice sounds, but eventually nothing happens. So then again, I start doubting myself. Yes, even me. I quit music production in 2016. And then the next day you open up FL Studio or Ableton, whatever, and then it's the same old shit. And that's what I call the vicious producer loop. Now, why does this happen to everyone? And more importantly, what can you do about it? So let's talk about beginners. You learn a little bit of everything. Kicks, mix down, screeches, leads, mastering maybe, but there's not really a clear direction what you should be focusing on next. So you're just gonna guess, and maybe this is the fix, maybe this will work. But at the end, you're just wasting time. So the result is you're making music, but you're not getting any better. Here's the fix. I want you to write down every aspect of music production that you master. Kick design, lead design, screeches, vocal processing, can be anything. Mastering, write it down. Now, from every aspect of music production, you're gonna rate yourself between a 1 being exceptionally bad to a 10 being exceptionally good. So let's say for lead design, you score an 8, and for kick design, you score a 4. Anything that is scoring above an 8 or more, I would say leave that behind because you already mastered that. Focus on the 4s and the 5s, the stuff that you can do but need work to sound more professional. And now you may be asking, why not focus on the 1 and the 2? Well, we're talking about breaking out of a vicious loop. That means you need to stay motivated. If you're going to focus on the 1s and the 2s for now, while you're unmotivated, that's not going to do you any good. So I would recommend focusing on the 1s and the 2s, so the stuff that you have absolutely no knowledge about when you're in the flow, feeling good about your music production, and want to dive deep into that aspect. So I would say focus on anything that has between a 4 or a 6, because a lot of producers focus on everything, but focusing on one thing in particular is going to make you really good at that specific thing. And once you manage that, you can move on to the next thing. Now, why does this work? Because if you're trying to do everything, you're going to end up with doing nothing. And it gives your mind a clear direction where to go. But not only that, because it builds momentum. Every small win stacks into the next progress. It's like a snowball effect. So you could say clarity creates motivation, because motivation is not something that you wait for. It's a byproduct of knowing exactly what to do next. And if that doesn't help for you, maybe these 2 tactics will. Now, this is the first fix if you're really uninspired and have no motivation. Open up FL Studio or Ableton or Logic Pro for, I would say, 30 minutes. Open up a really old project that you never finished but really like, because the amount of times I got inspired by opening an old track is insane. I actually finished a lot of tracks by just opening up really old projects that I didn't finish or touch, because maybe at the moment you were building it, it wasn't the right time. So always make sure to check out your unfinished projects. And number 2 is this, and this trick is very underrated. And I tell my students this every time. If you're stuck, if you don't have any inspiration, motivation, don't know how to finish a track, can be anything, use a reference track. Use 3 of the tracks that you really like from an artist that you look up to. Put it in your FL Studio, Ableton, Logic Pro, whatever. Take a listen to the build-ups, take a listen to the fake drops, take a listen to how things are built. Try to replicate that. Get inspired, never copy, but rebuild it. And by rebuilding it, you are training yourself, hey, this is how it's made. This is how I can implement it myself. Never copy, but get inspired. And by using that inspiration, that will help you so much to finish a new track. So you're stuck in the loop. You're not motivated. Your streams are not doing well. You have no inspiration. You can't finish anything. And honestly, that's a system problem, not a talent problem, because every producer you look up to, you respect, has been there. The difference is that the ones who were stuck and not anymore and got a breakthrough is because they found a way out. So the tips I just gave you, open an old project, rate your own skills, use a reference track. This all works short term. Anyone can do it tonight or today. But doing everything alone is why most producers just stay stuck in the vicious loop. There's no feedback, no accountability, no deadlines, no structure. It's just the same loop, but a different week. And that's exactly why I started Neroz Productions, because I've built the system that I wish that I had 18 years ago. And with a community that has 1,800 plus students that give each other feedback every week and find each other at festivals is something that I'm actually really proud of. And if you're feeling stuck, unmotivated, or for whatever reason, I just launched the Road to DEFCON 1, which is a 12-month step-by-step roadmap for music producers just like you to achieve that ultimate goal, playing at the DEFCON 1 stage. And I can tell you, after playing there for 4 times, it is the ultimate goal. So check the link in the description down below, get started for free on nerozproductions.com and have a look. But honestly, it's only for very serious producers. The spots are limited, but I'm very excited to do all this. So remember, you're not stuck, you're just lost. But now you know exactly what to do next.